Alright, what's up everybody? This is Dave the Watchman with NerdBacon.com. I'm going to turn this light off here real quick. Alright, that's a little bit better. Anyway, I'm Dave the Watchman with NerdBacon.com, and we are here getting ready to see what the hell Sony is about to talk about at CES 2020. We are truly living in the future. Sony says the future is now. Of course, the big question on everybody's mind, are we about to see the PlayStation 5? I don't know. Maybe. It seems kind of weird, though, that Sony would do a reveal of this kind at CES. Of course, that was back in the day. Prior to 1995. 95 was the first E3. But that's where systems used to get revealed, was at the Consumer Electronics Show. That's where the video game industry did all of their big stuff. But 1995, the Electronic Entertainment Expo was established, and that is when we first started seeing, that's when the industry moved over there. Let me take a look at a little bit of the chat here. Let's see, we've got somebody saying PS5 announcement for tonight. 8K TVs, 4K TVs, maybe they'll show off an 8K game to show off 8K graphics. Just making sure I'm not blowing everything out there. Whatever they show, I mean, obviously, we are keeping the fingers crossed that we get at least a glimpse of PlayStation 5 stuff. I personally don't think that this is going to be a blowout of information, but I think we're going to see something. Let's see. Also says that we'll show some launch games for PlayStation 5. I guess that is a natural assumption to make. If we're going to show off the system, then you might as well show off what you're going to be playing on that system. Let's see. Maybe something new from their music department. Possibly an 8K projector. You know, I've seen a lot of patents that Sony has been filing in regards to projectors, so that is definitely a possibility. So, I have thought that we might get a little glimpse of PlayStation 5, but I've also thought that whatever they talk about tonight might be a little bit more geared towards virtual reality. Sony has been filing a ton of different patents related to PlayStation VR 2, which is going to play a huge part of the PlayStation 5 story. What am I doing? So it stands to reason that we might see something related to VR tonight. Trying to move this little thing. Alright, there we go. But we don't have long to wait. About 9 minutes away here. For those of you who are new to NerdBacon, we're an independent outlet. We've got writers based in North Carolina and Iowa and all over the world, really. California, Australia, all sorts of places. It's a diverse, eclectic group that writes about our love for video games. Some of us specialize in stuff that's going to be coming out in the near future. Some of us are more retro-minded. But yeah, it's an eclectic place where we just kind of hang out, share our love of video games. We do occasional streams, occasional podcasts and shows and stuff like this. We also love to do simulcasts of all the big events. If you ever want to hang out and react to stuff like E3 or events like this, then be sure to give us a like. We'll be your home. Speaking of articles that have come out, I just published my big annual predictions article for 2020 that just went live today over at NerdBacon.com, so you should definitely check it out. I cover my predictions for all the three big console manufacturers. I talk about PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, Microsoft, Xbox, and I cover a wide gamut of other different topics as well, so take a look. I might be right on some, I will definitely be wrong on some, but it's still going to be a good time. 7 minutes away here from whatever it is that Sony's going to talk about. We already saw AMD talk a lot about some of their new graphics cards and chipsets and things like that. So AMD, of course, will be providing the chipsets for the PlayStation 5 as well as the Xbox Series X coming out later this year. Checking any messages. While we're waiting for Sony to begin here, I'd love to hear from you as far as what games you would love to see at launch for PlayStation 5. What games do you think we're going to see? What games should we see? What games do you absolutely have to see for PlayStation 5? Let us know in the chat here. We'll definitely call them out. For me personally, I would love to see a follow-up to Horizon Zero Dawn. I thought that was one of the defining games for the PlayStation 4, and Guerrilla just did an amazing job on that. Decima Engine, of course, powering Death Stranding, which just released a few months ago. All right, let's take a look at this here. And of course, Bluepoint is rumored to be working on a variety of different things. We know that they're working on, they call it something more than a remake of something, of a big legacy title. A lot of people are saying it's a remake of FromSoft's Demon's Souls. I don't think that's quite as likely as everyone seems to be assuming. Demon's Souls is a game that came out not relatively long ago. It's been maybe a little over 10 years, maybe right at the 10-year mark. Can't remember if it came out in 2009 or 2010. Might have come out a little bit earlier. But it's just around that decade-year-old. I think that they're going further back into Sony's legacy catalog. Personally, my hopes and dreams are that Bluepoint is working on a remake of the original Metal Gear Solid. But we will find out soon enough. Maybe not tonight, but I would say definitely by E3 we will find out. Shout out to NerdBacon member and great streamer Jefferoth. Normally Jefferoth would be at my side helping me provide some analysis on what we're going to see and doing the pre-show with me, but he is out sick. So Jeff, we hope you feel better. If you're watching, game tasty, my friend. As for other games that I think we'll see, I'll go ahead and give one of my predictions for 2020. One of the big trends in gaming, of course, is games as services. Now, that's an area that Sony really hasn't capitalized on during the PlayStation 4 years. They've just let third parties kind of capitalize on it. In games as services, I'm talking about games like Destiny 2 or The Division or Fortnite, games like that. Microsoft, of course, has Halo Infinite. That'll be coming out with the launch of the Xbox Series X, and that's going to be a huge, important title for them. Sony hasn't really had anything that's been comparable, and I think it's high time that Sony gets involved with something that's that would be considered a games as service. They've been specializing throughout the PlayStation 4 generation in huge, epic, story-driven games, which are personally, those are my cups of tea. Those are the games that I like the best. But they're in this for money, not just the artistic aspect. So I think Sony will do a game as service. And I think the perfect franchise to revive in order to kind of tap into that cash barrel would be SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs. Now, this is a game that I had actually predicted Sony was working on back at E3 2018. Obviously, that didn't pan out, but with the launch of the PlayStation 5, I really feel that Sony is going to go back and get that SOCOM license, get that SOCOM legacy content all dusted off, and put that out for a new generation. I wouldn't be surprised if you have like a free-to-play thing. Where is Shelly? I have no idea who Shelly is. But I wouldn't doubt that that Sony brings out a new SOCOM game. So that is one of my big predictions for a Sony announcement sometime in 2020 for the launch of PlayStation 5. We're about a minute away here from Sony's CES conference. We'll go ahead and switch over here. And I apologize. I don't know why they're not doing allowing a full screen mode. Oh well. Such is life. I tried it on a different browser as well. We weren't seeing that. Again, to reiterate predictions for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and say that tonight we do get a glimpse of the PlayStation 5, but as far as video game related things, I think tonight's story is going to be centered a little bit more around virtual reality. I think tonight is going to be the PlayStation VR 2's night to shine. And my other prediction regarding PlayStation VR 2 is that it's not going to be confined just to Sony's ecosystem. I'm thinking PlayStation VR 2 will be usable on PCs, and who knows, maybe PlayStation VR 2 would be usable on the Xbox Series X. After all, Microsoft has no desire, they've pretty much stated that they have no desire to develop their own virtual reality solution. Ah, there we go. No, still not gonna work. Let's see. Slow. Well, we should be starting at any moment here. Oh, here we go.
Good evening. Happy 2020. Thank you for being here and joining us through live stream. Last year on this stage, I spoke about our purpose. Our purpose informs how we approach our business, making great content, products, and services that resonate with people while having a positive impact on society. I also spoke about our identity. Creativity is a powerful driving force that moves Sony forward.
Ooh, we got some Spider-Man screenshots here.
Technology, it is unstoppable. Today, let me show you Sony's ongoing evolution as a creative entertainment company.
He looks kind of sickly,
Across our
doesn't he?
businesses, we are focused on getting closer to people. Those people are the audiences, fans, and users who enjoy entertainment on our products. They are also creators of content across a vast spectrum of entertainment. Once upon a time in Hollywood, a Sony Pictures film was just honored with multiple Golden Globe Awards. And Sony Pictures Television's The Crown was also recognized. I believe this success
PlayStation 5 will allow you to create your own TV shows.
To both audiences and creators. Also, many of our talented music artists have been nominated for Grammy Awards, which will take place at the end of this month. Here at CES, we are showcasing our latest products that are helping users connect with their favorite creators' work. Our new Bravia TVs, for example, feature 8K detail matched with acoustic multi-audio for an immersive experience. And there is 360 reality audio.
I haven't even upgraded a 4K TV yet, and you're already bringing out 8K TV? Come on.
Technology. We also would like you to see our latest technologies that are transforming how people create and deliver their content to users. With volumetric capturing technology, filmmakers now have creative flexibility to capture locations and sets in 3D, and then shoot them later in real time with photorealistic results. This will significantly improve production workflow of television, films, and music videos. Our AI-based real-time video analytics.
Yeah, but that's stuff that's well beyond the consumer. That's more for the definite professional.
Vision sensing. It can visualize the data gained from sports movement. To showcase the speed of sensing, we have prepared a table tennis demo.
Oh boy.
Our eye-sensing light field display delivers super high precision and contrast for the best spatial reality experience. With this technology, creators such as visual artists, designers, and architects can show their creative work to viewers from various angles. Sony continues to be a leader in immersive entertainment experiences, and gaming is no exception.
Oh boy, here we go. These are DualShock 4s. Wouldn't it be awesome if they had a demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake tonight?
To share a little bit more about the latest PlayStation news, it is my pleasure to introduce from Sony Interactive Entertainment, Jim Ryan.
Well, here he is, the man
Thank you,
who
Sam, and good
replaced
afternoon, everybody.
Sean Layden.
1 month ago, we celebrated the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation brand. 25 years ago, we launched the original PlayStation, thanks to the creative vision of an engineer, Ken Kutaragi. That original PlayStation helped elevate video games to mainstream culture and popularize 3D graphics in home console gaming. This spirit of innovation,
This guy
and how Sony
looks
used
like
technology
his
to make a
hobby is getting into
generational leap
fights in
in
bars.
real-time interactive entertainment, continued with each successive platform, from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3.
Oh, are you talking
With our
backwards
current
compatibility?
generation console, PlayStation 4, we have never stopped innovating. We've constantly added and refined features to stay ahead of players' needs. And the hardware was designed to expand as technology advanced, with capabilities such as VR, 4K, and HDR coming later in the PS4's life cycle. That relentless focus on innovation, along with a content lineup of the best exclusive games, has propelled PS4 to record sales. As of Sony's Q2 earnings report, PS4 surpassed the lifetime sales of the original PlayStation, making it the number 2 best-selling home console of all time, behind only PlayStation 2. As of today, I'm proud to announce that a total of 106 million PS4 systems have been sold to consumers. Also, a total of 1.15 billion PS4 games have been sold via our retail partners and the PlayStation Store. And PlayStation VR has sold through 5 million units. In addition to these sales milestones, our consumer engagement is stronger than ever, with 103 million monthly active users on the PlayStation Network and 38.8 million subscribers to our PlayStation Plus membership service.
So a third are subscribed to PlayStation Plus. Interesting.
With our community of more than 100 million gamers, we will ensure we have a content portfolio that is diverse and includes games from our internal studios, as well as our partners, the largest publishers and independent developers alike.
It looks like he's going to hyperventilate.
We're fortunate to have an unrivaled lineup of upcoming PS4 exclusives that fans can't wait to play, including Final Fantasy VII Remake, Marvel's Iron Man VR, and The Last of Us Part 2, just some of the titles coming to PS4 in 2020. PlayStation is the true embodiment of a creative entertainment company with a solid foundation of technology. And it's our mission to embrace the entire creative community, elevating their content on our platform for PlayStation fans. That commitment will carry us through as we embark on the launch of our next generation console, PlayStation 5, coming this holiday. And I'm pleased to share with you today, for the first time, our new logo.
Oh, a new logo. Wow, who would have guessed?
With more people in the world playing more games on more devices than ever before, it's truly an exciting time for the gaming industry.
There it is, new logo revealed.
Sony will once again have the opportunity to shine a light on the world of PlayStation with our next generation console. We've announced several key features of the PS5 hardware, which has been engineered with customizations that will truly differentiate the platform, including future-proof technology such as ultra-high-speed SSD, 3D audio, Ultra HD Blu-ray, and a brand new controller with haptics and adaptive trigger buttons. With that foundation,
it to be the last console.
PS5 will inspire developers to create expansive worlds with new gameplay experiences that are more immersive than ever before in how they look, sound, and feel. Our promise to the 100 million strong PlayStation community is to offer the biggest and best in content, and to deliver unique experiences to gamers with unprecedented speed. There's much more to share about PlayStation 5 in the months ahead, and we look forward to revealing more details, including the content that will showcase the platform and the future of gaming. Community is the bedrock of how we grow our company.
That's all that they were going to do, just the logo.
It's that promise that the PlayStation brand was built on 25 years ago, and we'll continue our mission to bring that to players all around the world. Thank you.
That's got to be it. I wonder if there will ever be a day where game, like, sizzle reels aren't annoying.
Thank you, Jim, for sharing exciting news. I am confident that PlayStation will continue to evolve as the best place to play. PlayStation offers an interactive entertainment experience that is immersive and real-time. Another form of immersive real-time entertainment that Sony has focused on is sports. Sony has long been at the forefront of live sports broadcasting
That was it.
at countless world-class events. And we have accumulated deep technical knowledge in this area. With the launch of 5G, we see an opportunity to combine 5G's dynamic uplink capability with our real-time encoding and wireless communication technology. This gives greater flexibility and efficiency to creators and to the broadcast community. Just last month, Sony partnered with NBC Sports and Verizon to conduct a proof of concept at a professional football game in Houston, Texas. Let's take a look at what we tested and what we learned.
Mobile and Imaging Products and Solutions divisions worked with Verizon to create a 5G professional video transmission system. The new system was trialed during a December 2019 football game with NBC Sports at NRG Stadium in Houston. Sony professional camcorders were outfitted with prototype 5G connected encoders. These encoders leveraged Sony's mobile 5G capabilities and cutting-edge devices, along with Sony's imaging and professional solutions group's codec expertise. When teamed with Verizon's lightning-fast 5G network, a greater freedom of production was achieved, liberating cameras from fixed positions and eliminating the need for crews to set up cabling and infrastructure. This increased flexibility and easier setup, combined with outstanding picture quality and low latency, empowers a whole new level of production.
Now to talk a little more about how technologies can change the way we capture and deliver the intense action of a live sporting event.
All right, well, I think that's about all we're going to get as far as PlayStation 5 news for tonight.
American Pharaoh is finally the one!
Yeah, it's just going to be the rest of Sony stuff. All they did was reveal the logo, which is really... I mean, who couldn't have guessed that that was the logo?
Welcome to the stage.
I think any Google image search prior to today would have yielded the same results of that logo. So, looks like a pretty big non-event here, but in any event, Sony is at least acknowledging the existence of PlayStation 5 yet again. It's been a weird kind of reveal cycle. Instead of like talking anything about it at an event like E3 or even holding a PlayStation experience like anybody would in the past, they're leaking details through Wired magazine and then giving like pretty basic rudimentary information at today at CES. So I don't know. We've got an event I'm sure that Sony will have coming in the next month or two to officially unveil the PlayStation 5. I don't know why they would even tease PlayStation 5 stuff tonight and then not deliver it. I mean, all you did was deliver a logo, and the logo is exactly what everyone was expecting. I mean, at least show us the controller, or at least talk about one new feature. Or it would have been awesome if you did the logo and you can find out more about PlayStation 5 at our official unveiling, you know, February or March, April, whatever time they're going to do it, you know, be there with us. That would have made a lot more sense. They could have just like skipped that PlayStation section altogether.
Going to evolve in the future.
I mean, it was kind of cool hearing the numbers that, you know, PlayStation 4 has sold 106 million units. It's now the #2 best-selling console of all time, only behind PlayStation 2. That's kind of cool, but why tease that you're going to do something PlayStation 5 related when you're really not going to? You know what I mean? I would have just like not said anything and just come out and done that whole PlayStation 4 segment and then just made the mention, and we're going to continue this, you know, the brand will continue to grow once, you know, we launch PlayStation 5 later on this holiday, and we'll be revealing more details about that throughout the year. You didn't have to tease that, still would have made some news. I don't know. It's very weird.
Then you get to POV cameras. They give you a sense of speed and presence in cameras in places we never thought possible. And flying cameras like the wired...
Again, this is kind of weird because this is supposed to be the Consumer Electronics Show, so consumer would designate that this is going to be something that, you know, the everyday person can use, and all this stuff that Sony is showing is like ultra professional stuff. Like, I'm not going to be able to go out and film the Kentucky Derby. As much as I would love to, I don't get to do that because I'm not, you know, a huge professional.
And that is the way we can bring this new technology affordably to our production. So we're excited about that. And when I look back, Ken, to when HD and surround sound first started, we used to say, we're trying to give our audience the best seat in the house.
I was kind of hoping that they would talk a little bit more about VR. I was kind of thinking that, you know, they were talking about the future is now and everything. I was thinking that, okay, maybe they'll gloss over PlayStation 5, but maybe the focus is going to be on virtual reality, because that's going to be a big part of the PlayStation 5 story. But
sports entertainment. My last question is, what kind of expectation do you have about Sony's contribution in this area?
Well, we've been partners with Sony for nearly 2 decades, and over time we've come to rely on Sony for 3 things. 1, paramount picture quality. There's just no equal here between the image capture and the
2, Donut Fridays.
Technologies that allow things like 5G live transmission and the migration to UHD and HDR. There's no comparison.
5G is going to give us all cancer.
None of the excellent pictures would mean anything if we could not reliably produce them in indoor, outdoor, and oftentimes extreme conditions. Sony product just works, and it's one less thing we have to worry about on a very large-scale sporting event.
I'm glad to hear that.
And thirdly, support. Sony is unmatched in helping us manage these massive deployments across the venues of these international events. Their engineers come on site with us oftentimes for 40 days. And in addition to helping keep the Sony product working, which is rare that they have an issue, they even pitch in and help keep the other vendors' products working, which I think defines...
I thought you just said that Sony products don't have an issue. Now you're saying they do have an issue. Why don't you pick a lane?
And I look forward to showing you our broadcast center in your hometown of Tokyo.
Yes, please, then.
This summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think they love each other.
We showed how Sony is working with our partners, bring an even more exciting real-time entertainment experience using the latest mobile technologies such as 5G. It's not an exaggeration to say that mobile has been the mega trend of the last decade. I believe the next mega trend will be mobility. As vehicles become more connected, autonomous, shared, and electric in the coming years.
I don't want my automobile to be electric or autonomous. I want full control over my vehicle. Stay the hell out of my car, dude.
In the age of self-driving cars, safety continues to be an essential aspect.
I don't want a self-driving car. I will never, ever, 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 ever submit to a self-driving car.
with world-class imaging and sensing technologies. And by doing so, we believe we can contribute to making a positive impact on society.
All right. Well,
Let's take a look at
it's
the video.
obvious that this
It
was
shows the strengths
a non-event,
of our
not
technologies.
worth teasing. Yet another strange move from Sony. So we'll go ahead and end the broadcast for now. But be sure if you're watching a rerun of this, be sure to check out the site NerdBacon.com. And again, I've got my predictions article for 2020 just published today, so that is always a fun and interesting read. I always aim for it to be entertaining, if not accurate. So it's not leaking and it's not hinting or anything like that. It's just my thoughts on what I think is going to happen throughout the year. But anyway, check it out, NerdBacon.com. There's a lot of great stuff out there. And for all of us here at NerdBacon, thanks for hanging out with us. And keep in tune. Once Sony decides to actually reveal something about PlayStation 5, we will be sure to bring that to you and simulcast that as well. So from all of us here at NerdBacon, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, always remember to game tasty. Good night, everyone.